this morning. Smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep.
Sometimes
Singing,
the messenger has to become the message.
Worry about a thing. That every little thing gonna be alright. You like that one?
Yeah.
don't let them fool you.
It's a hit.
Oh no.
Reggae is the people music.
You know you're a superstar.
I am a superstar. You can't separate the music and the message. You see, reggae music come to unify the people.
Not everyone likes what you're saying. For your own safety, you need to stop.
Hello, my name is Michael Morley, and I am here to review Bob Marley, One Love, directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green. He directed the movie King Richard, starring Will Smith. This is the biopic about Bob Marley, the Jamaican singer, probably the most well-known and established Jamaican singer of all time. Starring Kingsley Ben-Adir, hope I got his name right, and Lashna Lynch, who you may know as a Bond girl. She is actually the female Bond in No Time to Die. The main dude plays Bob Marley, and I've got to tell you, this actor does a phenomenal job basically getting the mannerisms and the voice and the language spot on with Bob Marley. He's Jamaican. He does the voice so well. He imitates him. Anybody who has to play a person who is a well-known figure, it's always a difficult task. You have to study them, you have to watch them. He really studied Bob Marley. There were times where I could not understand what Bob Marley was saying. He's like, you know, and I'm like, what is he saying? There's a scene in the movie where the manager is like, could you say that again? I love that bit. I laughed at it because that's how I felt. Like, what is he saying? What I do like about this movie is the fact that it was a difficult time. It was 1976, and through the late 70s of Bob Marley, he died in the early 80s due to cancer. But before that, he was in a very rough country where there were gun violence and deaths and all this, and he was a target because he was famous, he was well known. Some of his songs were a bit controversial and they didn't like the message that he was trying to display in the songs. Every time he'd get up on stage to do a tour or he'd get up to do a concert, the manager would be like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do this, you probably should stop. I don't think it's safe for you to go on. But he would always take the risk and get up there, possibly getting shot every time, and he would get that sort of mind in his head that it could happen. And sometimes he'd sort of black out a bit when he'd be singing. He'd be out of it, but then he'd be thinking, oh shit, I could get shot, but then he's back into the singing again. So he's always got that in his mind, and I found that very interesting. I've never seen that in a biopic with a singer, like especially a Jamaican singer like Bob Marley. I will say at times I found it a little bit boring. You get into it, like there were times where it was getting really interesting with the controversial stuff, and some of the flashback scenes I wasn't exactly interested in. I was like, yeah, you probably could have cut some of these flashback scenes out. I feel like the story about how he had a white father that he didn't really know much about, I found that very interesting. And the fact that he was half white, half black made him a little bit outside the box, and that he was little bit different compared to the other Jamaicans who were full Jamaican. It's half for me. There were times where I was really invested in this movie, and then there were times where I would just zone out. And there were times where I feel like you could have cut stuff out of this movie. There were things I felt like didn't need to be there. Pacing, I felt the pacing wasn't the best. So close to like, it's not bad, but it's not the best biopic I've ever seen. 6 out of 10.
Bob, I know it's dangerous, but you're the only one who can unite the people.
You ready, Bob?
No guns can stop this message. I want the world to change. And that time is now.